Nearly every bill that will impact agriculture must first be approved by the House Agriculture Committee. This week in Louisiana, Agriculture's A.J. Sabine is standing by with the committee's chairman for his perspective. A.J.?
That's right, Mike. The 2012 legislative session is now underway, and joining us now to talk more about legislative issues here in the state is Chairman of the House Ag Committee, Andy Anders. And Andy, you heard the governor talk about reform for the state worker retirement program. How do you think that will impact Ag Center employees?
Well, so much of our retirement now, and whether they're speaking of pushing it to 67 years of age, and I feel like that we're challenged here, and I told the governor this earlier, in a 5% cut that across the board, well, 68.7% or so of the Ag Center's funds. That's not a fair cut when some of the other funds come in at 20% of general funds. So like you said, in the retirement to fill these positions, and it's just like in term limits, you lose so many people in term limits at one time, and to fill this, if people take early retirements after seeing what the governor's push here is to do, and I'm certainly not on board with some of these moves, and there's some amendments and some other proposals here that will become, and I'm certainly, I've been the biggest lobbyist for the Ag Center and Dr. Carell and Chancellor Richardson and whatever else, and I'll certainly be there to fight for them and with them for the rest of the year.
Andy, we know that the LSU Ag Center has taken significant cuts last year. What type of cuts do you anticipate that they will have to deal with this year in light of the reforms that the governor has planned, both for state employee retirement and for education reform?
Well, and the cuts last year, and we've closed down 2 Ag Centers or whatever else, and it's kind of like Commissioner Strain and I've talked, we're all want to, go forward with less taxes or whatever else, and I'm not for taxes by any means, but we've sold off properties, equipment, and whatever else in agriculture. Now the fact is, agriculture is the biggest industry in the state of Louisiana. We needed to be included just like the oil and everybody else here. And whenever you talk about these kind of cuts to ag, or the Ag Centers and retirements, and I don't really think the governor and several of the others from the metropolitan area realize that agriculture is this big a part of the state of Louisiana, and it is the fuel that runs the country.
That's right. Well, Andy, we know you'll do your best to keep Louisiana agriculture moving forward. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, AJ.
Mike, there'll be a lot of issues discussed during this session. That's all from here. Back to you.
A.J. Sabine, thanks.